So he says, let me hide behind Whitlock, let me distract, and let me point all the animus at Jason Whitlock. And hey guys, I know y'all calling me an Uncle Tom, but here's the real Uncle Tom. That's the move of a coward. That's the move of a person.
It's looking like Jason Whitlock fired back at Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith called Jason Whitlock a fat bastard on his podcast. Just in case if you missed that video, let's highlight the clip again. Here's the video.
Now, there's a lot of people out there that want me to address other names. There's one particular person who will remain nameless, and I will not deny it. I think he's a fat, no-good bastard who I despise to the core. That is not Marcellus Wiley I'm talking about. It ain't hard to figure out who the hell I'm talking about. I'm where I'm at. That particular individual is where he's at. And I'll leave it at that. And no, I'm not talking about Marcellus Wiley again. No, I'm not talking about my former colleague on First Take. No, I'm not talking about them. They ain't fat bastards who are seeds of the devil, wishing nothing but black folks harm. But I'll leave that for another day, for when the time is right.
Okay, I did a full video covering that. I'll have the link to that down below. Stephen A. Smith also addressed Marcellus Wiley in that video as well. Let's check out what he had to say about Marcellus Wiley, because it's going to put everything into context in today's video. Let's check it out right here.
The individual who he felt the need to come to the protection of, that's his best friend. My only disappointment in Marcellus Wiley was what he said. To be in the year 2023 and to accuse a black man of being scared of the intelligence of another black man. If I saw him, the only thing that I would say to him is, bro, really? That's what we doing now? A black man is scared of the intelligence of a white dude? Really? In the year 2023, we gonna say something like that? Because I can assure you, I ain't scared of nobody. Not when it comes to intellect. You know why I'm not scared? Because either I'm just as smart, if not smarter, or I learn from their intelligence and it makes me more intelligent. So I'm always winning. I'm sorry he's gone from ESPN. I'm sorry he's gone from FS1. I hope whatever it is that he's doing, and I'm assuming it's something more than just his podcast because the brother's bright as hell. I wish him nothing but the best.
Okay, so Stephen A. Smith pulled the race card again. The same thing he did on the Breakfast Club when he addressed Marcellus Wiley, when Charlamagne the God asked him about Marcellus Wiley's video about him and Max Kellerman. So Stephen A. Smith is clearly deflecting from a beef or a feud from Marcellus Wiley because he took a more respectful approach, a more light response than normal. You know, Stephen A. Smith, he usually is typically more animated when it comes to like these feuds and beefs or anybody that's constantly mentioning his name. And you got to look at all the videos Marcellus Wiley has done on this topic. You would think Stephen A. Smith would try to come with the smoke, but he didn't. He's ducking the smoke right now when it comes to Marcellus Wiley, because a lot of people, including myself, is just saying that, hey, Stephen A. Smith is just ducking away from the truth. And that's the reason why he's deflecting away from Marcellus Wiley. So Jason Whitlock, he addressed the fat bastard comments on his YouTube channel today, and I would like to highlight that clip. So let's check it out right here. Here's the video.
Be sure to hit that like button for me if you haven't already. That helps this YouTube channel continue to grow. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with all of my current YouTube videos. Peace.
All right, so that's Stephen A. And this is where the problem Stephen A. Smith has, and the problem many people involved in corporate media, many people that are addicted to social media, this is the problem they have. They can't be honest. I've put myself in position, and the quirk in my personality allows me to be very, very honest. Stephen A. Smith not being honest here. Let me walk you through it. You know, he says he wants to do no harm, and says that how much he loves Marcellus and he's not going to disrespect him. But the first thing he says in a passive-aggressive shot, clear as day, it shouldn't go over anybody's head, I'm assuming he's doing more than that podcast.
I'm sorry he's gone from ESPN. I'm sorry he's gone from FS1. I hope whatever it is that he's doing, and I'm assuming it's something more than just his podcast because the brother's bright as hell. I wish him nothing but the best.
What he just said was a shot at Marcellus. His dispute with Max Kellerman and Marcellus Wiley isn't going well. He doesn't want to take on Marcellus Wiley because he can't be honest. He can't say what really happened between he and Max Kellerman. So he says, let me hide behind Whitlock, let me distract, and let me point all the animus at Jason Whitlock. That's a cowardly move. That's the move of a person who doesn't want to engage in this fight with Marcellus and Max Kellerman. Go fight Jason Whitlock, everybody. Leave me alone.
Okay, so Jason Whitlock is pretty much just saying that Stephen A. Smith is a coward because he's deflecting away from Marcellus Wiley. And that's the reason why Stephen A. Smith tried to insert Jason Whitlock into the situation so everybody can point the fingers and say, yeah, Jason Whitlock is worse than Stephen A. Smith. And let's just point all the fingers at Jason Whitlock and everybody call out Jason Whitlock, which now Jason Whitlock's name is ringing bells because Stephen A. Smith dissed him and tried to deflect away from this Marcellus Wiley situation because it's not looking good for Stephen A. Smith when it comes to this Max Kellerman thing. He's losing this battle with Max Kellerman because Max Kellerman has remained quiet on this situation. Everybody is pointing that out. Like, Max Kellerman hasn't said a damn thing about this, so why is Stephen A. Smith continuing to talk about this situation? And then you got Marcellus Wiley exposing Stephen A. Smith insecurities and calling him scared of Max Kellerman's intellect. So, it's just been a whole big storm surrounding this thing, and it's not really looking good for Stephen A. Smith because, like I said, he's not as animated when it comes to this situation. And now Stephen A. Smith even pulled the boss's card saying that his bosses won't allow him to talk about this situation anymore, and they told him to stop. And now, as you can see, Stephen A. Smith won't even say Max Kellerman's name anymore.
Weeks ago, something you said, which you said several times, you wrote about it in your book. You talked about, your experience with Max Kellerman working on the show. And I saw a reaction from Marcellus Wiley, and he said you got rid of Max Kellerman because Max wasn't dumb and white.
Okay. Well, let me say this. I'm going to address that last part. The first part, I'm not addressing it anymore, and here's the reason why. Some people want to do anything for clicks. Y'all don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. Established. But others have to do that. And so when you see that's the tsunami of comments and all of this other stuff, even my bosses called me. It was like, yo, man, it's in your book. Enough's enough. And I'm like, they're right. I had nothing to say about it anymore. The ratings speak for itself. The decisions that were made speak for itself. It is what it is. Business is business. Period.
So with that being said, guys, I would like to hear your thoughts about today's video. Get in the comment section down below how do y'all feel about Jason Whitlock addressing Stephen A. Smith. And I'll have Jason Whitlock's full live stream linked down below because he addressed more about Stephen A. Smith in his full live stream. I suggest that you guys should go check it out. Don't forget to hit that like button if you made this far in the video. Don't forget to subscribe up as well. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. And we out, guys. Peace.